Today's video reminded me of a conflict I had with my classmates while gaming back in 6th grade. What exactly happened? Well, let's take our time and chat about it. First, let's check out this one-credit clear run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Tournament Fighters. The player is the well-known FC master on a certain gaming platform, Sakura Denki Tsukiji. He's using Raph, who's actually my favorite turtle. He's super fun to play, especially his grab. He actually bites with his mouth, which is just adorable. Plus, his moves are all forward-style skills, which are incredibly useful. Whether it's that big kick or the headbutt, they create a recovery delay when the opponent blocks, giving us a perfect opening to grab them. And that headbutt move actually corresponds to Raphael's drill special move from TMNT 3, the Manhattan Project. Let's talk about back then. It was 1995. This game came out in 93, but it was still huge in 95 because, after all, it was an official TMNT fighting game, so the quality was top-notch. However, due to the hardware limitations of the Famicom, the game still had some bugs. Here's what happened. I remember I was also using Raph, and my buddy was playing as Casey Jones. As we were playing, he found a bug. I think he was spamming a low kick and I couldn't get up. I just couldn't get off the ground. I got so frustrated because he wouldn't let up. He just wanted to cheese me to death. I lost my cool, and thud, I threw a headbutt, or hit him. Everyone ended up leaving on bad terms that day. But hey, we were just kids. We'd fight and argue, but we'd always make up afterward. I guess I've always been someone who gets a bit too competitive and heated during games. Especially when I was little, I'd get really into it until I was genuinely annoyed. Of course, I apologized to him later. It was my fault. No matter what, you shouldn't let game stuff affect real-life friendships. Actually, the FC era had a lot of classic fighting games. Even though some were official and others were bootlegs, I still feel really nostalgic for them. A game like this TMNT 1 is definitely a high-quality fighter. So, guys, what other FC fighting games do you remember? Feel free to drop them in the comments. For me, Tournament Fighters is definitely a top rep. Then there's Street Fighter 3, 9-player version. None of the Street Fighter games on the FC were official. They were all bootlegs made by Taiwanese companies. The quality was usually pretty bad, but the 9-player version was probably the best of the bunch. Back then, we didn't have much money in our pockets, so we couldn't afford the arcade versions. We were just elementary schoolers, after all. There isn't a whole lot more to say about Tournament Fighters. I mostly stuck with Raph because I loved biting people. Also, do you guys remember a game called Kwaita Chuanchua, Fighter Legend? It was basically a reskin of the 4-player Street Fighter. The quality was low, but we still had a blast playing it. There were only a few characters, and most were just duplicates. Then there was the Dragon Ball martial arts fighter, though the quality on that one was also pretty average. So we had this TMNT game, the 4-player Street Fighter, the 9-player one, the 12-player one, and I think even a 20-plus player version, but those just started repeating characters again. The 4-player and 9-player versions are the ones that really stuck with me. Overall, for the FC era, they were pretty decent. Since this is a speedrun, it doesn't show off many fancy tricks. It's a 7-minute clear, which is very fast. Raph is honestly the best choice for a speedrun in this game. His safety margin is the highest. Look at that headbutt, the damage is huge, taking away nearly a quarter of the health bar. Pair that with a grab and another headbutt, and it's game over. There were also some earlier fighting games, like those wrestling ones. I'll actually post a video of a wrestling game later today, *Kinnikuman*, and so on, though I can't remember all the specific names. Does anyone know who this opponent is? I didn't recognize him, and I can't recall this big-headed dragon character from the cartoon. See, the red orb the master gives us? We basically never even get a chance to use it. The game's balance isn't great. Raph is just a bit too overpowered. He's truly strong. In '95, as an elementary schooler, I played a lot of FC. I clearly remember playing a lot of Special Rescue Exceedraft, like the video I posted recently, and this game, and Street Fighter 3. Those were hot titles right up until I graduated elementary school in '95. Even though the hit feel and gameplay were a joke compared to the arcades, they were our world. And just like that, we've reached the final stage. Shredder's 1000 hand slap is dangerous, but it doesn't matter. Once we land a hit, he's finished. 2 grabs take half his health. Headbutt, then grab, and it's over. The first run. This game doesn't have a huge roster. Some classic villains like Bebop, Rocksteady, or Krang didn't make the cut. Shredder is the final boss. He's down, and he's gone. And with that, the game is cleared. I'll be sharing a few more FC games today for everyone to enjoy. This TMNT one is the first. Alright, that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.